it ain't nothing about you, but like my lips is chapped as fuck from fucking Philly, and like that shit is.
That's don't ever say that shit again. It should be
Listen,
funny.
fuck you, man. Listen, you know about lips and chaps.
Because
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes.
Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
Oh, so you have to repeat yourself for a second, bro, because you said something off camera that, like, you know, it's prime Chris Brown, and I want the audience to hear it.
I said, I'm fucking starving. It seems like I haven't reached my limit of food. Like I just want to keep eating. Like I'm still hungry.
All right, so what have you had today that you feel like you haven't reached your limit of food?
I don't know. I woke up this morning, started driving. I had the steak, egg, and cheese bagel from McDonald's. You know, they brought it back. I'm not gonna lie, they want to get rich off of me. Did I have anything else in there? No, just the hash brown coffee. Snacked on 2 bags of chips, the little 25-cent bags.
Yeah.
A can of Vienna sausages.
Bruh.
A 10-piece nugget from Wendy's, a large fry, a chicken wrap.
Bro, you sound like your whole day just came from a quickie mart, bro.
Look, this is just driving different places. And then,
bro, I drive too. I stop at the supermarket if I need to.
Homie, you're in the car. You can stop anywhere you want to. I'm in a semi truck. It's not the same.
Listen. Semi truck didn't stop you. Didn't make you get Vienna sausages.
No, I had those from the store. Those are my inside snacks from the truck. The chips, the Vienna sausages, the sardines, the peanut butter and jelly, the ravioli, that stays in the truck. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I feel you, because when I was in Philly for the week and I was working the entire time, like I ate once a day, and the rest of the day was coffee and potato chips and cookies and whatever snacks I had on hand. And my body was paying the price for that shit.
But look, like normally I feel fine. Like I'll snack up the day while I'm driving, and then I eat like the meal that I'm gonna eat for the day and I'm done. Like I still feel like I got room for like 2 more meals.
Yeah, you got.
I'm so serious. I'm fucking starving right now.
Well, I think I've eaten twice today. Like I just been sleeping all day. I've been trying to recover. So I had some, I don't know what the fuck I had earlier. Some rice and chicken, and then just now I had like rice and eggs.
You and the rice.
Yeah, you and the rice. You act like it's any different.
Look, but look, I'm black. You're Asian.
Yeah, and that's why it's different, right? That's why it's normal for me to eat that much rice. Is for you, that's, you know, you working against the grain.
But you got the chicken. Well, I did have a 5-piece chicken too.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
That's the black part of me, and that's the Asian part of you.
Yeah, I guess so. Shit.
Oh, with that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta. How's everybody doing out there?
Well, you know, if you're with us right now, this is a late night recording session because, you know, we're doing what we can do. I just got back from Philly. Chris is on the road, so we're making do what we're making do, but we're not missing our uploads.
Indeed.
The other day I finished work at 1:30 in the morning. I was like, I gotta go to my hotel room and edit this episode and get it out. So I wasn't stopping for nothing.
If y'all watch that episode, forgive me for the little dude stepping in.
I need to make a clip of that shit.
Look, I can't believe you left it in there. I was like, this asshole, he left that in there.
Yeah, it was because it's good, bro. You heard how hard I laughed.
Yeah,
that needs to be seen. Well, anyways, speaking of needs to be seen, this movie that we watched, this is my kind of movie. It's not going to be the most popular movie because it might not be the most upbeat, but the story and the message they were trying to tell. Yeah, like I like movies like this. This reminds me of those movies I used to go watch in Kenmore Square in Boston.
Okay. I have no idea what that is.
Kenmore Square is like, there was this movie theater over there, and they used to play like a lot of indie movies and a lot of smaller movies. That they're not gonna make millions upon millions, but they're just really good stories. I think it kind of falls in line with that.
Okay.
I mean, you picked the movie. Why don't you tell people what movie you picked?
Ladies and gentlemen, the movie that I picked this week was Mending the Line on Netflix. only I want to say there's one other actor that I've seen act in something before, which was the main character. Don't know his name, but the black guy. Um,
Oh, what'd you see him in?
Power.
Oh,
He was a limo.
yes.
He was a limo. He was a limo driver.
You was
No,
like,
he was actually 50 Cent's son in Power. Now think about it.
so you were kind of forced to watch that, right? Because like
I had to get in touch with my black side. I needed power.
I haven't seen Power yet. The only person I recognized in the movie was actually the other two, the older guys.
The other two, I recognize the other main character, the older guy that he went fly fishing with. I don't remember his name though, but I know he's been in a few movies.
Well, I mean that's Brian Cox, he played Ike in the movie, but he
Mhm.
played William Stryker in X2,
Yep,
and
he was he in Gladiator or Troy? I think it was Troy.
he might have been in Troy. I don't know. I've seen him. He's in a lot of like those military movies.
Hmm
He was in like Jason Bourne, I think.
Yeah, he was
the
in.
guy that was,
Okay, yeah, he was in that. It was Troy. He was in Troy. He was I think the opposing king
yeah.
on that was on Brad Pitt's side, but hated Brad Pitt, but knew he needed him.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
there was also the other guy. He was in the he's actually an Indian guy. I think he's Indian, but he plays Sagat in the Street Fighter movie with Van Damme.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I knew he looked familiar, but I couldn't tell.
You played Street Fighter, right?
Yeah, of course.
And you see how big motherfucking Sagat is in that game.
In Street Fighter, hell yeah, shit.
And you got that old ass decrepit dude playing Sagat. Come on.
Oh, come on now. Street Fighter came up back in what, 1998?
Yeah, but Sagat's supposed to be like the size of Nathan Jones. That motherfucker looked like he should be a butler.
Yeah,
You know?
true. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what made you pick this movie? I mean, because it's. Did you know anything about it? I literally, when you sent me the name, I
Mhm.
looked it up. I was like, I'm not gonna look anything at this thing, but I just saw a black dude standing there. I was like, yeah, I wonder. This looks like the kind of movie Chris would pick.
Honestly, I can't say I didn't pick because I did, but it was recommended for me to watch. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll put it on the review.
I can see that. I can see
I
why
can't.
it was recommended to you.
I can't see it. I couldn't find no fucking connection.
Yeah, right. That shit was autobiography.
Dude was drinking Evan Williams, man. Come on now.
Yeah, listen, I was sitting there. I was like, all I saw was Tennessee whiskey. I was like, is this Chris Brown's story? He just didn't tell me he shot this while he was away for those couple of years.
Yeah, man.
All right, so I mean,
Wow.
the movie deals with the Marines and like what it's like to come back from war and kind of the toll it takes on someone, especially after they go through some traumatic shit overseas. And while watching it, I was like, I wonder what's going through Chris's mind, because I was wondering if it was giving you, not for lack of a better term, PTSD or some memories. Like, what was that like? First of all, did you like the movie?
I did. I felt like they told a veteran story very well. I feel like any veteran that has been through those type of experiences could use this movie to relate to talk to somebody if they needed to.
So it felt like a real honest portrayal.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
that's what it felt like to me. It didn't feel like they were it didn't feel like they were trying to sugarcoat things, but more importantly, it didn't feel like they were trying to like ham it up for the movie.
yeah.
Sometimes they do some shit where it's like, like you guys you're just making shit up for fucking entertainment value. Like, not only is this veteran dealing with PTSD from the fucking war, but now he's a crackhead sucking dick for drugs. Like, you don't need that shit in there.
Leave that to Kevin Hart's daddy.
It was kind of like like fucking Lieutenant Dan.
But hold on. Lieutenant Dan wasn't sucking dick.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it was like this man was like strippers and like
Yeah.
like dancers are just doing like that's
He wasn't really dancing. He was in a wheelchair.
yeah, that's still dancing. Just he wheeling around. You doing
Yeah.
I like the movie too. Like, just because it's a very human story. I like learning about people, and experiences that I don't normally would know about.
I liked it because, well, I liked it for a number of reasons. I thought it do a lot of good metaphors. I mean, to be honest with you, I could relate to the movie on a lot of different aspects, not just the alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it real with you.
Listen,
but I
listen, listen. I know you can relate, bro. There's another black man, white woman story. I was like, that's.
hold on, but he ain't get the smash.
I mean, but you're
And,
not always.
hold on, wait. And she didn't take advantage of him.
She wasn't working at Walmart neither.
Oh
No,
man.
but I mean, it's like you're. The one thing I know about you is like, just because it leads to that isn't always. That's not necessarily your intention. Like,
What sex?
yeah, you're the type of person who just likes to learn, get to meet people, and get to know people. It just so happens that you partake.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if the Lord calls you to do His work, you gotta do it. I'm just saying.
If this bread needs
He's-
bacon, and somebody gotta do.
Hey, if God provided you the oven, then hey, go up in there and make it hot.
Hey man, yeah. You just lucky you ain't got too many buns in that oven.
I leave the yeast out.
Yeah, there's one of those situations you don't want no kind of yeast at all.
We are fucking terrible. Oh shit.
Speaking of terrible, what you drinking? You stop.
Oh
You
man.
stop for the night.
Yes indeed. I am starting a fresh 10-hour break, so I can indulge, or I'm going to, in one drink and just chill. And I'm just gonna keep it with a cool beer, a nice Modelo.
Okay, it's not bad.
Yeah, just
That's like the clearest the logo is showing up on your camera since we started this podcast.
and I'm on my fucking $2 phone too.
I know. Like was it Metro PCS?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what brand it is. But then again, it might give me a sponsor.
I don't know. They're like,
Cricket, baby.
I'm gonna take a shot of my Castle and Key. I still got it,
All right.
but I don't really have any beer in the house. Like I said, I just got back from Philly, so it's I need to go do some shopping. So I made myself a nice cup of coffee.
Okay.
And in it, I will pour a little dark chocolate coffee sipping cream.
There you go.
So moonshine.
So you got the whiskey, the sipping cream, and the coffee.
Yep. I'm trying to
Put all that shit in the same cup.
What? I don't.
Put all that in.
Okay, maybe. But
I would.
I'll take a. Yeah, I know you would.
I mean, they're all black. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna blend well together, and you got the little bit of cream to go in there. Smooth it all out.
I might try that, but I ain't trying to go to bed just like all twisted and shit just because I guess got all these different alcohols in this coffee drink.
Why fucking not? You're at home. Go to bed.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't have a long week. Maybe I should. I done had a long week, no sleep and shit.
Shit, I'm going to bed, seeing how only thing open right now is Wendy's, and I don't feel like walking across this big ass parking lot to get it.
Bro, you
But
need
that
to.
Baconator sounds good though.
Yeah, you'll go over there like, you know what? I know I said I had enough room for 2 meals, but that exercise made enough room for 3. Let me.
Oh yeah, because I do gotta walk back. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Oh, all right. So let's pour this and get to talking about this movie because there is a lot of like deep parts about this movie that I'm curious to hear what your take is.
Let's crack this.
First of all, is the dude that played the lead? Do you think he's really like African? Like in real life, like he was just talking with an American accent.
Oh,
Dude, there was one scene where he said something. But he really like enunciated and really like the way he said the T in the word.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I think he's talking with an
Oh, you know what? Because it stood out to me too.
But
when he's talking to the girl,
the doctor. I think when he's talking to the doctor about, when she tells him the news that he can't be a veteran, he can't be a Marine anymore.
Yeah.
And he says something, he's angry. He says something, and I'm like, the way he pronounced that T, I was like,
you're right, because I felt like the emphasis was like extra at that point in the movie, but I can't think of what he said.
Yeah.
He said you still get to be a doctor, right? Or something like, gosh, what that sucks because for us both to recognize that, I hate that I can't remember it.
Yeah. I remember hearing it and I was like, I think he's like, not an American speaking with an American accent, which kudos to him because like he sounds like, brother.
Yeah. He doesn't sound like Michael Blackson.
It's like Idris Elba in The Wire. Like when he auditioned for The Wire, like they were like, "Oh, he's good," but then somebody was like, he kept pushing on him, trying to like, because they only wanted American, like African American in there. He was going, so the guy kept pushing on him, and then finally he's like, "Oh no, I'm from the UK." He goes, "I knew it," because you said something that I could tell like you were good, but there's something about you. I was like, he's not from fucking Queens. I know it. I fucking know it, or Baltimore. But they liked him for the show, so they put him in there.
Actually, I've never seen The Wire. I thought about starting it. Since
Oh, it's fucking dope. You gotta remember though, it was done in like what, the late 90s.
I mean, that's still my era of living though.
Yeah, but you know how like sometimes you'll watch a movie, you'll be like, "Yo, why didn't they just do this?" But oh no, but it was back then. They didn't. You couldn't just. They had like, if you was rich, you had a cell phone.
True.
Motherfuckers still had pagers. Saran still got a pager.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
I'm just saying, he still got a pager.
Saran still got a lot of things. A room in his mom's house. You didn't even got a room no more.
He still got his. Dude, he still got his chastity. I'm gonna see him this weekend too. He gonna kill me.
The closest he got to feeling a woman was nothing.
You're gonna go. He gonna assassinate you, bro.
That's why I stopped. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Gonna bring a slingshot next time he sees you.
We're a golf club.
Yeah, just swinging that balls. All right.
Shout out to Mom for that one. That's all I'm saying.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that hits.
It's not bad.
Coffee. Yeah. All right. So essentially the story of this movie is, you got a bunch of guys who are about to be discharged?
No, they're about to go back to the States. Like the tour is done.
Okay, so the tour is almost done, and they have like 1 day left, and they get sent out on another mission.
Yeah,
and shit goes haywire, and now he's back in the States, and 2 of the people died.
Was it 2?
I think 2 died, and 1 lost his legs.
Okay, I know it was multiple, but I know 1 died for sure. What was it about 2?
Well, the one that died, was that the one that was supposed to be getting married?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The one supposed to be getting married, the dancer, the one that was dancing, lost his legs.
Yeah.
Fucked up. The only thing I got from me is my shimmy. You ever seen Don't Be a Menace?
Yeah, of course.
I got dreams. And then he's dancing like MC Hammer.
Hell yeah. Oh man.
Well, yeah, he comes back and he's trying to pick up life, but it's also he's trying to get readjusted, but he knows he doesn't. I think he's fighting the idea of getting readjusted because he wants to go back out there to, I don't know, make amends, or he feels like, for me, it was like a story about survivor's guilt.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a story of that, and we jump around because you don't really find out why they went on that last mission until later on in the movie.
Okay, so I'll be honest with you. Again, like I said, I had a long week, so I was trying to watch the movie, but like I would be dozing in and off. Not because I didn't like the movie, but just because I was so fucking tired.
Yeah.
What was that? Like, I must have missed that detail.
He's talking to the girl, the librarian or whatever, and he actually confesses that he signed them up for the last mission. They weren't supposed to go on it. So I mean,
because they said he was gonna re-up to be on to go to do another tour. Like, so what did it say why he did that?
I don't remember the why, but they were supposed to be done. But he signed up for one more mission to go out, and that mission got a bunch of casualties.
Yeah. So I guess you can see why he had survivor's guilt.
Because at the beginning they said, "Why are we going out? Our tour's done," which I can relate to because when our tour was done, we was ready to go, and a new squad came in and we're briefing them and everything else. But they were like, "Okay, yeah, we still got job. We still want to go run more. Like, nah, fuck y'all, man. Shit. The new people are here, we done. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like I know that feeling. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Like, how did, like, what is that like? Does it make you feel like that someone's trying to screw you over or some shit?
Yes.
I should just pour all this in there, shouldn't I?
You're at home, brother. What do you gotta do tonight? Besides go have hot monkey love with your dog.
Listen, first of all, do not insult him and say it's hot dog love, not hot monkey love. Secondly,
Oh
that
man.
boy misses me, so he's cuddle next to me.
Listen, the fact that you didn't deny is even worse.
Listen, as long as you don't say I'm playing with my food, hey, we good.
I'm gonna leave that with a low.
But nah, fucking the idea, like, I've never been in that situation, so
Mhm.
I can't imagine what it's like to feel like you're done with this, hard ass, endeavor to take on, and then you're forced to go out there and just take another step, and it just fucking goes haywire. Like, especially when you're the one who's responsible for that. Like,
Yeah. And that was a guilty habit he confessed later in the movie. I mean,
but do you
yeah,
think? But do you think that's why he was trying to get back out there to be a Marine again? Because he felt like he just had to make up for it or something.
I mean, I really can't say. Off of personal experience and just people and just my imagination. I mean, I know people that signed up to go back to back because they didn't think they'd learn how to survive in a non-war environment. You know, in his case,
Do you think regular life was like too intimidating or too like they just feel like they're not equipped for civilian life?
yeah, I think that's part of it. It's like being institutionalized. It's like you've been doing this for so long. How are you going to fit in a world that's going to judge you
Yeah.
versus being around people that live the same way you do?
Yeah.
You know
But
what I'm saying?
what about okay, what about the aspect of, like, when you're in the army, you have a place, and
Hmm.
sometimes that place is actually pretty high. And so you're somebody. And then you go back to civilian life and you kind of just gotta, it's almost like starting over. Like, all that
Hmm.
work you put in to become somebody doesn't matter here. So,
Yeah,
maybe it's just one of those things where it's like I don't know if I'm well equipped to handle stepping back like that.
yeah. Like I said, I think in his case, and I'm just going off on a whim here. I think it was more of the guilt to either go back to either get revenge, to either die with his brothers, or to help protect the new squad. One of the three.
Or what
But
which one do you think it is?
based on the dream that he kept having,
Mm-hmm.
I say revenge.
You think so? I think he was. I think he was trying to go back out there, and like he felt like he needed to. He needed to be go out. He needed to go out on his shield like his brothers did.
Mm, yeah.
Like, he says
I mean,
it's unfair that he's the one that survived out of them all.
yeah. But
I
he
th-
did say that.
At first, I thought it was odd that like you got two people that died, and you got one dude that got no legs, and this motherfucker only had a limp. I was like, God damn, this motherfucker got off easy.
Mm,
But then you saw the shred, the fucking the fucking burns and all the scar tissue on his legs. You're like, all right, this is why he's limping, because he's got all the bomb damage.
yeah.
That's like I I can't fathom what it's like to be in that kind of scenario. Obviously, you can, because you have,
Mm.
ducking bullets and shit, and riding tanks and fat women and all that shit. Like, it's just that's your element. But I don't. But like,
Look, they all
what
need love.
is
They all need love. I don't care.
what's that? What does that do to a person's psyche? How did it, how did your first tour change you mentally?
I actually had a discussion with a few of my military brothers a couple weeks ago. Went and seen them, and we all agreed that that year made us and broke us at the same time.
What do you mean?
Um, because you develop certain skills, certain traits that you never ever let go of. Like for me, I know I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna die because that just sounds crazy. But which I know I've been through some things and I haven't died yet, but still.
Exactly. This motherfucker, that's Hancock over here.
but my survival skills are top notch. Like I'm never going to be in a place where I'm not going to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was in a place where I was dependent on certain things, you
Mhm.
know. Like it made me stronger in some areas and made me weaker in other areas. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I
Excuse me.
mean, yeah, like
No.
I'm sure your survival skills are like A plus. Reading and comprehension is low, but survival skills is great.
Math is good.
I don't know about that, bro.
Hey, I tell you what, though, I can read the goddamn stars. Who can do that? Who even does it these days?
I don't think that's something you should be fucking proud of in
Shit.
2024. Was that
Shit.
passed down from generation to generation? That's
Harriet Tubman was my great aunt. Oh man.
All right, speaking of passed down, so like in the movie, Ike, who was played by Brian Cox, was trying to like the guy was tasked with told to go learn to fly fish, right?
Mhm.
And Brian Cox was tasked with teaching him, and he kind of went with the fucking the Karate Kid approach.
Okay.
Had him like doing menial everyday tasks in order to teach him, the humility it takes to learn to fly fish. Why do you think fly fishing takes humility? Because I think there's a lot of things in life that the first step to it is humility.
Because you got to learn how to be humble. You have to learn how to be humble. I don't care how good you are. If you have a God-given talent, to play basketball, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like we talked about this before, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, all them guys. They probably had a great talent for the game, but they practiced their ass off too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when it came time for them to talk to the cameras and win their championships, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I've never heard either one of them say anything cocky about playing the game.
No, I'd have to.
I'm not saying that.
Back.
I'm not
They
saying they
might have
never.
thought it, but they never said it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Versus, and I hate to use this person as a shit.
Example.
Yeah, but I was watching a documentary the other day, like Randy Orton.
Yeah.
When he first started wrestling, he was cocky as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at him now, he's all about teaching and knowledgeable, and like to hear him speak, he's totally different from how he first started off.
Yeah.
So somewhere in his run in WWE, he got humbled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I think anything in life, you're like, when you're, there's a lot of people who've gone through journeys, and we can't judge anybody's journey. Some people may have been, afforded an opportunity, and some people may have grinded to get that opportunity. But at the end of the day, they're both people are in that opportunity. And it's like, feeling like you've been handed that opportunity might foster a bit of a cocky attitude, because you're like, I'm so good, I didn't have to go searching for it, they came to me. And you got somebody who grinded for it, they got this resiliency that like, yeah, I earned this shit, so I'm not afraid to earn it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that. Like if you are humble in your pursuits, like you understand that this shit can all go away, so I'm gonna come at it as hard as I can. You have anything in your life that you approach that way besides the stroke?
Look, man, if you ain't up in there like it's your last time, she might not ever come back. I'm just saying.
Be in there like you trying to plug a leak. Like in fucking Elemental, you trying to stop that leak.
Hey, man, you got to do what's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that might be the last time you get some. No.
I know. We know some people who maybe haven't gotten any in years, and they're like, "Motherfucker, I should have went harder." All right, so have you ever went fly fishing?
I'm thinking of it said haven't got any years, haven't got that. Oh shit. Oh man. No, I've never gone fly fishing, but I would like to.
Like, yeah, I don't understand fly fishing.
I, honestly, I never had like something like I always want to go deep sea fishing. I've been fishing before. I always felt like fly fishing was a waste of time. I'm not gonna lie,
Why?
because you're standing there and you have to basically simulate a fly in the water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like something just waving your hand back and forth, like, "Come on, fish, catch it." You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But
so so do you think fly fishing is more about the pursuit than it is the catch? Whereas other fishing, it might be all about the catch and then the struggle to reel it in.
I wouldn't necessarily say the pursuit. I think it's more about the patience of it. Oh, I guess it's that. Well, yeah, I guess it would be a pursuit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's all about, because I mean, the skill set it takes to do that, you know, I think, it teaches you patience,
Hmm.
teaches you, quietness, just sitting still.
Hmm.
Again, when you're dealing with someone with PTSD, is like all that craziness is going on in your brain.
Hmm.
You might need that thing to just quiet your spirit, and allow you to stand still in the moment.
Yeah.
Do you have anything in your life that you use as meditation like that? For me,
I
it's
used to reading.
running. I use whenever I would go running, like,
Mhm.
because I have a lot of craziness going into my brain when I'm dealing with work and all this other shit. I got one of those brains that ideas are always flowing. But when I'm
Mm.
running, if I'm 4 or 5 miles in, like, all I'm thinking about is my steps and, just pacing myself, my breathing. Like, I can't think about anything else, otherwise I'll fucking just die on the floor.
You know what's crazy? I feel like mine's like I used to do this a lot, especially in Chicago. 'Cause I lived right on Lake Michigan. I
Mhm.
love sitting by water. Just
I
sitting
thought you was
by
gonna
it.
say running. I'm like, you goddamn
Fuck
lie.
no, fuck no.
You're
Me running? Fuck no.
only thing you run after is a ding dong cart.
I want that ice cream truck or the taco truck, one of the two. You know what I'm saying, man?
So you
But
just sit still on Lake Michigan?
yeah, I used to love being on the water. I'll just go sit there, just chill. But I think I've learned that I think my peace of mind comes from driving.
Yeah,
As crazy as that might sound,
I can see that.
you know what I'm saying?
I can see that. You're in your own thoughts,
Hmm.
a quiet cabin. You can listen to music, or you could turn the music off and just
Yeah,
have a conversation with yourself.
the conversations. I mean, because part of it, especially being in a semi, you have to constantly watch everything. So
Yeah.
your brain's going, but it's not. I'm not gonna say not stressful because sometimes it can be stressful,
Hmm.
but it's like it's your job, so to speak. Like
Yeah.
like you're exercising your ability to look out for everything. Versus in the car, just going for a drive.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I went and took a trip last week in my car, and I was like, I wish I took my semi.
Yeah. We could pay
And,
attention.
and they were just and the people I was with was like, why? I said it's just different. It just feels different. I,
It's the weirdest shit I've ever heard, bro. I wish I could drive my semi to the beach instead of my Escalade.
I mean, as far as driving, what I'm saying, I would prefer to
Right,
drive. Like I'd prefer to drive my semi versus my regular car.
bro.
You know what I'm
Yeah, Optimus Prime over here.
saying? Shit, I wish, man.
Dude, that shit. You should get like a little thing that when you start your car up, it does the fucking transformer sound.
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. So in the movie, I forget the dude's name, the lead character, but he finds himself in this town where, like, the only reason he knew about that town is because his best friend who was in the army with him or in the Marines with him, like,
Mhm.
he stayed with him, so he just used his address to, as a place as a placeholder for where whatever mail can go or whatever. So
Mm.
after he got injured and left, was out of the Corps, like, that's where he found himself. Like,
Mm.
imagine that kind of freedom that
Mm.
you essentially you're forced to go stay in one place for a long time, and you end up in a place where you're not familiar with because of whatever circumstances. Like, you're essentially you get a restart. Like,
Mhm.
what would you do in that situation? Would you try to be someone else, or would you, like, try to correct past mistakes?
You know what? That's actually an interesting question because I've done both. As much as I moved around, I've tried to be a different person or a better version of myself.
Hmm.
And then in some places, I found myself, Chris, you just got to fix this shit. Keep moving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, being completely honest, you're gonna do one of those two things, and I've done both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Was there a version of Chris that you preferred being?
Hmm.
That's a
You know
deep
what?
ass question.
It's a very deep question because now that I'm older, with my experiences and where I'm at now,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna sound so cliche. I would just prefer to be myself. You
All
would
right,
even like
which
would
version of yourself? Like, is it like okay? So you not necessarily like the nice Chris or the fuck you Chris, but just
like all of it because it's all me. It just depends on what side I have to be at that time versus choosing to be that version of you all the time for whatever reason.
did you ever feel like? Because I feel like this sometimes. Do you ever feel like when you're trying to be the better version of yourself,
Mhm,
it feels like you're playing a role? Like this ain't me. Like I'm putting on airs for all these people around me, but
mhm.
this isn't how I would want to actually react in the situation. This is just how I think they want me to react. So this is how I'm gonna react.
Have I ever felt like that? Or
Yeah, just like when you're trying to be a better version of yourself,
mhm.
does it feel authentic to you, or does it feel like, hey man, like I don't feel like I'm actually being who I'm supposed to be?
um,
I'm sorry, I keep rubbing my lips. Don't it ain't nothing about you, but like my lips is chapped as fuck from fucking Philly, and like that shit is.
let's don't ever say that shit again. It shouldn't
Bro,
be nothing about
listen,
me.
fuck you, man. Listen, you know about lips and chaps.
It's
Like,
because
I'm just saying, my lips is fucking chapped as shit, and nothing I can do is getting them moisturized. So I keep like rubbing them, thinking it's gonna go away.
go get some Vaseline or something. I know you got some.
Oh, speaking of, bro, I was watching Truth was on live earlier. He pulled out this big ass tub of Vaseline. And was like, yeah, I just gotta get these things ready. I was like, man, listen, go get me some Carmex or some shit. I can't be pulling out the tub of Vaseline.
Oh God, no. Oh man. Oh shit.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're being your authentic self when you're trying to be a better version of yourself?
Um, it depends on who I'm around
What do you mean?
because everybody. Well, you know me, so it's like shit. I ain't gotta
Yeah.
bullshit you. But as much as the mean face that I wear, the tattoos and everything else, like some people think I just walk around killing people all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When really I'm thinking about what I want to eat. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know
Uh,
you thinking about fucking Minions 4. Like, oh, what am I gonna go watch this
uh
group?
cartoons and shit. Yeah, you know, like sometimes it be the most simplest shit in my mind, but I look a certain way, and part of that look is like more out of protection
Yeah,
because I mean, I'm like I said, just keep it real. I know how soft I can be,
yeah.
but because I know how soft I can be, I have to be 10 times harder to protect that softness.
Okay, so sometimes you gotta be that lion so you can be the sheep that you truly want to be.
Yeah, I want to chill. I just want to have
Yeah.
sex all day long and eat.
But listen, well, I know that it ain't in that order either. Because if you can have a burger, you're putting that
What?
fish to the side.
What? Oh God, why did I even go that route? Oh man.
uh, okay, so in the movie, like Ike again, he becomes this dude's mentor, and he basically is teaching him how to slow down. Like, what do you think? What lesson do you think he was trying to teach him with the fly fishing? Like, if
He's
you're like
speaking.
step into your military, fucking code black Chris, and
Mhm.
then like if you are in that mode, and then you gotta go do fly fishing. Like, what do you think that's trying to teach you?
Patience and peace, but not so much as what's around you. Because he actually says it in the movie. And it's one of the quotes that really stuck out to me. In yourself, because he said, I think it's towards the end. He said, if you go out to the river and you absorb all that tranquility and peace and everything else, when you leave and it doesn't leave with you, what was it worth?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So as far as fly fishing or whatever, I think it's more for like the patience, the humility, the like. I'm not here to catch the fish. I'm just here to let the fish catch me.
But there you go. I agree with that because there was a quote where he said, where I looked at him and said, when I was out here with the fishing and all that stuff, like he was, you know, it's not about catching the fish. It's about like, I didn't want to kill anymore. I got to the point where I was like, I don't want to kill anymore.
Mm.
And it was like letting go of that personality that being in the army for so long may have fostered. It's like, I don't want to be that, for lack of a better term, monster that I needed to be on the fucking, was it the battlefield?
Yeah, battlefield. Yeah, war zone battlefield.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. So just, and I think that's what it's about. It's just like getting to a place where you can let go of the safeguards you had to put up for as a necessity. Not saying that, it was like, it wasn't for naught, but at some point you got to let go of it if you want to move forward as a person.
Indeed. So you can't move forward if you're still dragging your past behind you. You might move forward, but it's going to take you a hell of a lot longer to get to where you're trying to go because you got all that weight.
Exactly.
But
in your case, that weight is, linebackers and mini skirts and thighs and 6 toes. And
I don't drag them along. I just stop for a moment and tell them keep up. If they can't keep up, I just keep moving. And most of the time, they can't keep up.
Can't move either.
Oh God.
Shit. Oh.
Let's transition for a minute. How do you feel about the girl?
I felt like she was a little aggressive because in her situation, she dealt with a tragedy where she lost her fiance, and now she's trying to move on with her life, but she's got a for lack of a better term, mother-in-law who is also trying to hold on to the memory of her son. And like, I felt like for the mother-in-law, sharing those moments with her was her way of like remembering her son. And I think she was just, it felt like she was angry because she didn't want to remember something that she couldn't let go of. I mean, like, it's like for her, it felt like the memories were there, and like she couldn't not think about them. So she's trying her best not to, or she's trying not to think about them. So I don't know. When she yelled at her, it's like, you need to take this stuff. Like, don't give me any of this shit because I'm trying to forget this painful part of my life. But I feel like by the end she realized like it's not about forgetting; it's about holding on to it, but being able to move on.
Yeah.
I
will say I like that about the movie because they didn't all focus on Johnson. That was his name, the black dude.
Johnson. His name was Johnson.
His
Why did you name him Leroy?
He probably was Leroy Johnson.
Yeah, Leroy
Jenkins.
Yeah. Or fucking Ulysses Washington or
oh shit. Who knows? But I like that they transferred one PTSD to another PTSD.
Yeah.
And how even though it's different situations, they're still damn near the same people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or dealing with the same issues rather.
Yeah. Is it because some people like in real life, some people like to what is it, like trauma compare trauma? Where it's like,
okay, worse than the others.
Yeah, and it's like, no, just because this person went through this and you went through this, pain is pain. Just because you think your pain is worse than mine, like, no, like, it's everybody's pain is the worst of them. It's the worst in the world. You can't disregard someone's pain just because it isn't the same as yours. And that's what I like that about the movie, where it's like, two people dealing with two completely different things, but they're both in pain, trying to move forward.
The same amount of pain. Yeah.
You ever had a moment like that where you were trying to compare trauma with someone? You see, thought I was gonna say something like
I was waiting to see this is gonna go. Okay, now I know I'd be lying if I said no, but I will say that when I have compared pain, it's not for me trying to say that mine is worse. I'm really just trying to let that person know I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've done the same, and then they took it as me trying to tell them, trying to compare.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's like, no, I'm not trying to compare with you. I'm trying to sympathize with you. Like, we
Yeah.
can be in this boat together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but
I did that once, and the lesson I learned, and it took me a while because I was upset. I'm like, yo, like, I'm not trying to fucking compare. Like, I'm not trying to say, like, you know, our pains are the same. I'm just trying to let you all know that, like, I understand where you're coming from. I understand that kind of pain and whatever. But it took me a long time to realize, like, that moment wasn't about telling that person I understand. That moment was about, hey, like, let me be your shoulder. Just vent. Just cry. You don't want me to compare. You don't want me to do anything. You want me to let you know that I understand. You just need someone to hear you out so that you can let it all out and let it go. It took me a long time to figure that out because I'm the type of guy, and I know you're the same. I'm the type of guy who tries to help his friends solve their problems. Because to us, it's like, if your problems are taken care of, then, you know, let's move forward. You know, you ain't got to deal with them no more. But sometimes it's like, I'm not looking. They're not looking for a solution. They just want to let it out because they understand what needs to be done, but they just want to let out their frustrations. Yeah,
and that's also very, very hard to accept or to even play along with when either you've been through something similar and you have an idea of how to get out of it, or you can see what that person's doing. Like, if you stop doing the stupid shit, you won't have these stupid ass ideas or these stupid ass thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Or these stupid ass reactions. You don't understand you're the fucking problem of the shit you're going through. Just saying.
Listen, excuse me, but just so you know, you the problem. You the problem. If you find yourself in these kind of situations all the time, you the problem.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
could you live in that town? It was where they, Montana? Matter of fact, you already live in a town like that.
I was gonna say, are you really trying to answer that question?
I'm saying, like, you know, this motherfucker walked all the way to the dude's house.
Yeah. I wonder how far that was.
Yeah, and with a limp too.
Yeah, and they couldn't even get a ride.
I know. Like, man, fuck you.
Oh man.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a country setting like that is exactly what I need, but at the same time, I like the energy of life.
Yeah, but see, okay, that's a good quote right there.
Well,
or a good statement rather.
Well, okay, so I equate this to when I do a lot of writing. For some people, they can sit, they want to go out into a cabin away from everyone, you know, in solitude and write their book. Me, I like sitting in a cafe where there's noise going around and life is just happening around me. And that energy that I get is like, it fosters my imagination.
Okay.
You know, what about you? Like, what gets your imagination or your brain waves going?
Before I get to that subject, I want to come back to what you just said. You said like, you feel like you can live in the country or whatever, but you want the energy of life. It's all energy. Which one do you really, really want? Because there's life out there in the country too.
There is, but like, and you know, because you're a city kid too. There's a difference between.
I know my problem. I want to see what yours is.
There's just, okay. So I'm gonna be real Northeast right now.
Okay.
There's this attitude up in the Northeast when, if you're walking in a neighborhood in New York or Massachusetts or wherever, like, there's this attitude that's, to me, that's infectious. It feels like life is going on around me. Whereas in a country setting, it's like, it's letting the energy dissipate and just like be still. You know? But to me, there's this fucking collision of life happening in the city that, like, it's exciting for me. It's cool. It's cool to see all this interaction going and seeing all these things happening, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I told you this before. Like, sometimes I wish I could just go to Chicago for the day and come back home.
Yeah.
Because I want that city life for a couple hours.
Yeah.
You know.
You can go to Atlanta.
Fuck no. No, fuck no.
Not to protect your booty, but you can come.
Oh shit. Mm-mm. Look, I've been to all the major cities. Well, the four major ones. I want to say Boston, New York, LA, and Chicago.
Okay.
And I don't want to live in LA. I've already lived in Atlanta. I hated it. I don't even want to live in Boston because I can't read the fucking grid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
They ain't got no
it's-
grid. They're just like, fuck you, get where you going. That's it.
pretty much
That's
just figure it all out. Just know the
Yeah.
ocean's that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's I don't know something about Chicago. But as I said before to you and everything else, it's just like that's just home for me. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I
But
feel. That's how I feel about Boston. Like, there's something about Boston. Like, I love New York, I
Mhm.
love Chicago, but like, there's something about Boston that like I could just be in there all day, and it speaks to me. LA, fuck LA.
No, but
LA
that's
gets
what
so
I'm saying.
much. Just because TV shows are filmed there, it makes it feel like LA is this amazing place. Bro,
Mhm.
if you go there for the weekend, you're good. That's it. There ain't shit out in LA
Yeah,
except for ramen. They got good ramen.
yeah, you wouldn't know that.
Of course I do. I got my spots out there. My favorite spot is out in LA.
Hmm.
I dream about that broth.
Oh, shit.
It's the fattest shit I've ever said.
I'm about to say who's a fat one here? I don't dream about food.
Yeah, liar.
God, no.
Bro, you just listed off everything you ate today in chronological order,
I
bro.
wasn't dreaming about it. I lived it.
Yeah, I'm a dreamer. You're a doer. I get it.
Oh man.
All right, so what happens to a person who comes across someone who they feel can empathize with their pain? Like, how do you react in that situation?
I think from my own experiences, and I hate to even keep talking about my own experiences, but I'm my best blueprint.
Now, you're a black print.
I can't fucking stand you. I can't fucking stand you. Watch Jay-Z using the song. I got the Black Prince of Life, baby. Oh man. The next album, The Black Print. And watch
Yeah.
it sell fucking millions.
I know. It's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be on February, and it's gonna be the black print volume.
Yeah, for real. Shit. I don't even know where I was going.
Using yourself as an example, if you like, what do you do when you meet someone who's can relate to your pain?
I was saying that I think it really comes down to because you can't share with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like almost like the same as asking for money. You can't ask everybody for money because everybody might hold it over your head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you and I both know this. It's like because okay, for you for instance, if you got it, you give it to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But if you know you need it, you only know you can ask a select few.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I feel like the same way with pain and feelings and everything else. If you just pour it out for anybody to hear, it might backfire on you.
Yeah.
So you have to trust that person that you're willing to let in that close to you to see that much vulnerability.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I
feel like vulnerability is probably I think that's the one aspect of of human nature that doesn't get enough attention. Because everybody talks about like, being strong or being true to who you are, but like just the idea of vulnerability and just letting all your safeguards down. Because for a lot nowadays, and I feel like it's weird, but in 2024, I feel like selfishness is kind of like the thing to be. Like,
yeah.
it's like, what am I doing for me? It's all about me. Like, I'm trying to make it big, or it's all about my pursuits. But like the idea of being vulnerable and letting down that safeguard and just being like, this is what I'm going through. Like, and not in the way of saying, give me sympathy because I'm going through this. Like, no, like this is just what I'm going through. Like, people go through this shit. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just letting you know that like this persona you might think is there, that's not all there is about me. There's this whole world of pain and sadness and just like what is it? Insecurities.
Okay, definitely.
You might not be privy to, but they're all there,
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
What did you think about when dude was in the party and he just had the flashback moments? 'Cause you deal. I mean, you deal with the brain shit, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So
It's easier said than done, but you gotta know your triggers.
yeah,
I mean, and granted, I mean, it's a movie, everything else. But like even now, for instance, I don't like being a part of large crowds unless I can walk by myself at my own pace and watch everything,
yep,
or with a group of people that I know are watching everything too.
yeah,
Like if I got to be in a large crowd and I'm the only one that's paying attention, I'm pissed off. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because
yeah,
I'm already on alert as it is, but I have to be on alert for myself and everybody with me
yeah,
versus us all being on alert. So we're all having fun, but we're all still watching.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um,
I've been in
so
those
like,
situations where I'm like, oh yeah, watch out for this guy. Okay, watch out for that guy. Like
mhm,
I'm, my eyes are open just to get the lay of the land before I
mhm,
decide to calm down and relax.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You gotta know your triggers because, like I said, you know, in the movie, but being in that type of setting, the music, the drink, and everything else, it's like knowing when to like, okay, I've had enough. Time for me to get out of here.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've always respected people that been out with or whatever. They're like, you know what, I'm ready to go. And then part of me is like, we ain't even got started yet, but I can see in their face something ain't right. All right, cool, no problem. Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Keep it cool. You're going through something that obviously you can't explain or don't want to explain. I can see that it ain't good. So no, the club ain't going nowhere. It'll be here next week.
So you're not the type of person who be like, yo, you ruining the night with your bullshit. You're like, yo,
It it it, it
if
depends on.
you're if you're close enough to me and you're going through some shit,
Mhm,
like for me, I have no problem shutting down the night to make sure you good.
mhm.
So you the
It
same
it
way?
depends. It depends on the bullshit and the person. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Wow, like if it's like, yo, this is what you get for fucking around on the side. Fuck that.
Pretty much.
You go deal with that. I'm trying to get this
Yeah,
trim over here.
yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was you being stupid. Like what was they say? Understand you're the fucking problem in your scenario, so deal with it. I'm going to have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Right. So okay, so there was one of the aspects I liked about this movie is the idea of a mentor, right?
okay,
It's someone who's been through something that can help lead someone else through it who might not be ready to take those steps. Could you see yourself being a mentor for someone? And if so, in what aspect?
I can see myself being a mentor, but I wouldn't want to be put in that position on purpose. If
But
that
I'm
makes
saying,
sense.
like, you look like you could mentor someone in like a food eating contest. So, like, would you, if they asked you, but yo, let me get these glizzies and just,
What the fuck is a glizzy?
oh, you just lost your black card, bro. You know what a
Like
glizzy is?
a gizzard?
No, a glizzy is you never heard of a glizzy gobbler?
No, no. What the fuck is a fucking glizzy? What the fuck is that?
Glizzy is a hot dog, bro.
A hot dog's a fucking hot dog.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's a glizzy. It's a
I ain't
hot
never
dog.
heard. No,
Well,
who the fuck created that shit?
so it started off as slang for like a gun, but now it's a dick. I don't know.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't know.
Oh God, really?
I love that I just taught you a piece of black slang.
I ain't never using that word in my fucking life.
I know it's like lit. I never use lit.
Yeah, or fleek. What the fuck is that?
All right, so okay, so yeah, you said you wouldn't want to be in the position, like forced to be in the position to be in a mentor.
Yeah, yeah. I like. I'd have to just find myself in that position and let it welcome me. I guess. Even
Okay.
though I know that I think, well, I can say I know because that sounds cocky as fuck. But I think that I have like a lot of wisdom and a lot of life experience that other people could probably use.
Mhm.
I don't want to just forcefully push it on people.
All right, let me ask you a question here because I know you, right?
Okay.
What if you got into this mentor position, but the person you was mentoring was like a dumbass, and you just like, motherfucker, just do this. I'm telling you, like, turn the fucking shit right. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. And you're just not listening. Do you have
smack
the
the sh-
patience?
so you smack the shit out of him. Like, something right in your brains. Let me fix it for you. You know what I'm saying?
It's like those videos I see on Instagram of like when the mom's trying to teach the kid math.
Mm.
It's 5 plus 4. What is it? 33.
Oh man.
uh,
But see, also I've learned well when it comes to teaching, even I guess in that mentor position, everything else, because the whole thing about life is learning.
yeah.
In life in general, you're gonna keep learning something every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you learn something new every day. And I think Muhammad Ali said, "The day you stop learning, the day you stop living." You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So not only is it like I guess trying to teach something, but the way you're gonna teach it also.
Yeah.
Everybody's not gonna grasp it the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think for some people, like the minute you feel like you've learned it all,
Hmm.
is the minute you've lost that step.
Mm.
Because like, like if you're a basketball player and the minute you feel like you're the best basketball player in the world,
Hmm.
you're a step behind because there's somebody
Mhm.
coming up who's grinding because they know there's someone else behind them that's grinding maybe 10 times as hard,
Hmm.
you know? And
Yeah.
I feel like as a if you're trying to be a mentor to someone, you got to be open to the idea that this person that you're teaching might teach you
Hmm.
something that you don't know.
Mm.
How many times have
Yeah.
you tried to show somebody something and all of a sudden they do like a little technique where you're like, oh, I never thought about doing it like that.
Hmm.
And it just adds to your repertoire. I've had that happen a couple of times.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Could you, I mean, if you were Johnson, I don't know if that's his real name. If you were Johnson, like after going through what you've been through, like, would you want to go back on another tour? Because he was angry when they basically told him, like, she told him he couldn't be a Marine anymore. It was basically telling me you can't live.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, now I went through something similar like that, and the reason why I say similar is because I was there, and I got hit by IED, had a concussion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they had me on light duty for like 2 weeks, while
Yeah.
my platoon was still out there running the streets. And I ain't gonna lie, I sat there and cried. And it was just like, "Well, we can't have you out there." I said, "But I can't leave y'all." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm just as much as important as the rest of you guys, or vice versa, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We all bring something to the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we've gone through enough shit together to know how we all operate.
Yeah.
So with me not there, it's like you're missing a piece of the body. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
whether it's a
Yeah, you ain't Voltron without the arm. I get it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and that was just in that scenario. But as far as like wanting to go back, fuck no. When I got back to the States, I was like, fuck that place. Leave me alone. Like we're reing up. Fuck y'all too. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go re up at the liquor store. Call it a day.
But did you understand where like the platoon's coming from? Like, hey man, like I know you want to be out here with us, but you being out here is a detriment. Like we can't watch us and you at the same time.
Oh, definitely. Well, I'll put it like this. I get protocol.
Yeah.
I don't get a person's inner strength because you can't measure that with just looking at them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll agree to that. Like resilience is a thing. Like there's people who fold under pressure and there's people who just keep going. So
Yeah, like I wasn't even there for this situation, but I'm not gonna say his name, but guy in my platoon, damn near got his damn near got his leg blown off. It didn't get blown off, but he lost a good chunk of it.
yeah.
And from what I heard, he was the main one still running around with his leg hanging, moving other bodies.
Yeah.
You know
Bro,
what I'm saying?
and I hate to equate this to war. Motherfucker, when we was on the raft and
Mhm.
shit went haywire, me and you was like, grab the oars, grab this, let's go.
Yeah.
Sarim was like, my shoe, my goddamn shoe. Sarim was hanging off the raft trying to fucking pull his pants back up. We're like, yo, another fucking rapids coming. Like, get the fuck out here.
Look, man, I love that trip so much. It made me feel like I was testing my inner self.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about this, but everybody doesn't get to test their inner self ever sometimes.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate to test it quite a few times, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think I secretly crave that feeling just to know what am I gonna do in a fucked up ass situation.
Yeah. The one thing I took out of that situation is, like I for real got a chance to see what the people I love, my brothers, really,
Mhm.
my 3 brothers, I got to see what they were made of.
Mm.
Some of them made for Jello, some made from bricks. That's all I'm saying. You know, all I'm saying is there's a couple houses over there that Goldilocks ain't going into.
We know. We know.
Oh shit!
Oh man.
All right, so by the end of the movie, you saw Johnson pretty much. I guess he got an appreciation for the life. He was getting an appreciation for the life he had, but then when he
Mhm.
was told he couldn't be a Marine anymore, I mean, motherfucker tried to end it. He grabbed the rock and he walked into the river.
I must have missed that part. I remember him grabbing the rock, and I think my attention got pulled somewhere else for a quick second.
Yeah, he goes to the river. It's like nighttime, whatever. He grabs the rock and he walks into the river, and he's
Yeah.
basically trying to end his life because to me, I took it as you just not only that you just took away my reason for living, but
Mhm.
you're telling me I can't go make good on this promise I made to my brothers who aren't here anymore.
Mm.
And that to me
Yeah.
that was heartbreaking because it's like, what do you do? What do you do when you promise to have your guys' backs and then
Mhm.
some fucked up shit happens and you can't go atone for it?
Yeah.
Like, do you take that with you? Like, how do you react in that situation?
Say you eat some humble pie. No, it hurts, man. Like you take the L and you bite you grit your teeth and like I guess like I said, I give my own example. When I told I couldn't go out and I knew my team was still out there, I was pissed. I was mad. Like I said, I cried because I couldn't show any other emotion. I couldn't go fight my goddamn captain. I could have, but that'd just be bad on me. You know what I'm saying? But all I could do was do the best, or do whatever I could do while they're coming out. So when they come back, I'm like, hey, everybody's laundry's done. You know what I'm saying? Or shit. Fuck, I got food for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, cause I know how it is out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a sucky ass feeling, and you almost feel like worthless. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can see that.
Like
Because you equate your worth to being out there side by side. Like, I got your back.
Mhm.
If you can't do that, what can you do?
Yeah. Hmm.
That's hard. That's how I feel like in wrestling. It's like that. It's like when you're out in the ring with someone. Like for me, the biggest thing is like making sure everyone's safe, make sure no one gets hurt. And like when someone's diving and if I make it a point, like I'll run and catch a person. I don't give a fuck how bad it looks. If I'm gonna make sure you're gonna be safe.
Hmm. That's one thing I like doing. Like when I watch one of these old documentaries and everything, and actually look at the, I guess, behind the scenes stuff of wrestling, because I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm still a fan. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Oh yeah, I saw happy. I knew how happy you were gonna be when The Rock showed up in Alabama.
I told you I was a fan for like 2 minutes. All the kids was like, "What's wrong with this guy?" Like, leave me the fuck alone. This is my moment. Don't you bother me. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, this is my childhood here. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Go watch Bluey. This is my childhood.
For real, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, watching the documentaries and everything, and hearing people talk about how, as we look for entertainment of people jumping off the steel cage and swantons and the spears and everything else, the fundamentals that go into it, like, okay, I know I can hit this move on this person because they're gonna protect me when I do it. And I'm just like, really? Like all that goes into it? So I mean, like you just said, it's more about, even though the show is a show, you're protecting each other while you're in the ring putting on that show, which most people don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, man. Final thoughts on Mending the Line.
My final thought is gonna be this quote that I heard from the movie because it stuck with me. That I like a lot. And the reason why I stuck is I feel like this part of the movie is my biggest I guess reference, or my biggest identity with it.
Yep.
Where it talks about the king salmon in the river. Yes, I said salmon. Yeah, because do you hear that part?
No, I heard the part. I'm just saying it's salmon, but go ahead.
Salmon. There's an L in there. I told you. It's an L in there for a reason. Whoever created the English dictionary put an L in there for a fucking reason. Pronounce that shit. Now, oh man. Now, but basically saying how that fish gives everything so all the other fish can live, and it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
That part, the part about how sometimes when the fish is in the river and it's stuck in one spot, but it's still swimming and still swimming,
Yeah.
that's that resilience of life. Like, just don't give up. You might be here for right now, but don't stop because you're gonna find your opening somewhere.
Yeah.
If you stop, you're getting dragged back to where you just came from. And why do you want to go back to where you just came from? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, that's when they were talking about the trout.
okay, yeah, so it was a trout. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then my last one that I took from the movie, my final thought was, I've always said this. I don't know if I told you this. I said, when I die, I want to be cremated, and I want to be dumped into a river because I feel like that's the way I live my life. We're constantly on the move, getting somewhere, and wherever I land, I make the best of it. I make it whatever it could be, but I never stop there. You know what I'm saying?
Right now,
Like I feel like I'm constantly looking for my ocean. That's what I've always felt in my life.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
You want to be cremated because you want to go out blacker than you came in. That's all.
Oh God.
The one quote I took from the movie, and I don't know if this says something about me, was when dude was talking to his friend that had got his legs blown off.
Okay.
First of all, like, it's 2024. Are we still doing the whole paper bag around the fucking alcohol? Just show the bottle.
Yeah. You can't. I did just look at it, didn't I? I took it off the paper bag. But yeah, of course. You know, when you go to the packy, you know that they give you the little bag, and here you go. You cannot leave the store with an open bottle. That's law, or not open bottle, rather exposed bottle. I believe.
Yeah. All right, but anyways, when he was talking to him, and he was talking about, like, how does he feel, and he said, the only thing I had, or the only thing I was good at was my dancing. And he goes, what more does the world want from me? And I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, yeah, like, I don't know if that's me, like, always feeling like I'm not good enough, or just feeling like there's a part of me who's always like trying to prove himself. But I'm always asking, like, yeah, what more does the world want from me?
Now, you know, just open up a.
What's up?
Go ahead. You know, just open up a whole new direction of a conversation, right?
Well, it's because it's one of those things where it's like I sit there sometimes and like I feel like I give and I give and I give, and it's just at times I'm like, like, what more does the world want? Like, how much can I give before, it's enough? I don't know if it's because I'm trying my hardest to be that guy for everyone in my life, but it's just there's moments where I sit there, I'm just like, man, like, how much more do I have to give? If I died right now, like, what would people remember about me? I don't know if I'm fixated on legacy or anything like that, but that was the quote in the movie that stuck with me, where it was like, what more does the world want from me?
That's interesting to hear you say that. I've heard you comment on it before, but I don't think ever like that.
I don't know what it is about me, but like there's this constant voice in the back of my head that always asks, are you good enough? And then I think that part, that kind of drives why my work ethic is what it is. Because I don't know if I'm trying to prove that I'm good enough or what, but it's there, and it's gotten me to where I'm at. So like I'm not gonna completely shit on it or push it out of my life. I just gotta manage it and understand that, like, hey man, just because you think that way, just understand that, like, you are. Just to some people, you are good. You're as good as you want to be. So just be that, and if you want to keep trying to be better, go be it. But just understand that you're good where you're at.
That's actually interesting. Like, what if you could reverse the question, instead of ask yourself, are you good enough? Ask yourself, why aren't you good enough? And see if you can give yourself an answer.
Well, I've asked myself why I ain't good enough before. First of all, I'm 5'6". First of all, right? 5'6", Asian. So you already know jokes is being made.
Bruce Lee was Asian.
What kind of jokes are being made already. The black always made those jokes to me for my whole life.
like you said last podcast. So what? You made it out.
Exactly.
Oh man.
I don't know.
But
I don't know. Maybe it's definitely an insecurity thing, or self conscious. Like just I look at other people who might have what is it? They have, what's the word? Attributes that are coveted.
okay.
Height,
You and his height.
my height is the worst. That's the shit that be fucking me up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not 5'6", so I can't.
I wish I could be as tall as you are around. That's what I want.
Look, man, I'm slim in the waist, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no, you just slim from the side.
Oh man.
I remember in Key West, bro. I was like, okay, he's slim. And then you turned, I was like, oh, okay.
No,
My motherfucker look like a lowercase b.
Oh man.
Shit.
Oh shit. Oh, I hate you. I don't care. I'm still sexy. Sexy in the face, slim in the waist, baby.
Bro, right now I look like a fucking capital B, bro. The chest and the stomach is protruded, bro.
Well, at least it's even.
I don't know. For now.
Oh shit.
Cookies. God damn it.
Well, shit, like you say, you had a rough week. You know what a week can do to you now.
Yeah.
You gotta take those 7 days and get 1 day a week for 7 weeks straight. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta do that rock fucking diet. Just go hard for the week and then pancakes.
Shit. If I was making $5 million a fucking day, I'd have the time to work out nonstop too.
I don't know. That motherfucker works hard.
I'm not saying he.
I was talking to some people in his camp, and they did. That motherfucker works hard.
Oh no, I'm not saying he doesn't. I mean, it shows. However, if I was getting paid $200 million to do something, and I could have all this free time to work out and eat healthy and everything else because of it, yeah,
you ain't doing that, fucking liar.
Yes, I would.
Hell no, you buying a couple KFCs, you gonna make money that way.
I don't even like KFC.
Liar.
Popeyes.
Yeah. Popeyes, yeah.
Yeah.
I could use some Popeyes right now.
Yeah, see? Yeah, that sounds good.
It's 2 a.m. I need to go find like a 24-hour Popeyes.
You know what? There's a Buc-ee's right across the street from me. Not a Popeyes.
Hold on.
I'm so serious. There's a Buc-ee's right here.
Wait a sec. You are parked for the night, and you didn't park in the Buc-ee's parking lot.
Buc-ee's don't got truck parking.
Really?
Not to my knowledge, they don't. Because I've looked it up. They don't have truck parking. If we get arrested, we go in that damn lot. I don't know why.
You need to run across and go get you some kolaches tomorrow.
Look, man, I want a breakfast sandwich. I want a pound of brisket. I want like a cold Italian sandwich.
I remember when I got the brisket when we had to drive back from Savannah, and I got that brisket, and I was like, man, I wish it was better.
Look, I could literally, if I turn my phone around, it's sitting right fucking there, right on the other side of the highway. Man, right. I can drop this trailer and just drive over there. You know what? I just might do that. Yeah. Nobody would know. Nobody would know.
Well, with that being said, that's the latest episode of Sarat Movie Therapy Podcast. Once again, it is your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red 4 Delta. Mending the Line, check it out. I think you might like it. Netflix.
Yeah, we about to go be some fat asses for the night.
Yes, indeed.
I'm a warrior.